Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving coffee.
Mr. Condescending, thank you very much for subscribing. And welcome to all of the resubs. Do you want to see how crazy my hair is right now? It's a good look. It's a good look on me. Right? Watson. Hey. Watson. Do you like my hair? Unreal. Ignores me. I'm starving. We've just ordered food. But I grabbed a tortilla out of the fridge to eat in the meantime. I was over at Jesse's. We were filming the last part of Life is Strange. So that's all done. Emotional roller coaster. No spoilsies, but definitely watch it. And I was going to play the new Nancy Drew game. But guess what? It's apparently not very good. They were working on it for a really long time, and it's apparently not good, which is a bummer. Big bums. So, we're going to play a different game called Kyle is Famous. That has very good reviews. And is a weird little text-based adventure game. Or, it's a text-based game. I don't know if adventure works. But I figure we can play that for a little bit. There's a game that came out last year that I wanted to play and haven't, called The Gardens Between. So I figure we can play Kyle is Famous. And if it only lasts a little bit, that's fine. We can swap to The Gardens Between, which is not a new game by any means at all, but looks totally up my alley. Remember when you said at this length, messy hair could look good? This is the case. You look awesome. Why, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All about that tortilla life. I love it. I can just yank tortillas out of the fridge and eat them all day. And now Clark sometimes eats them. Like if I grab one for myself to eat, she wants pieces of it. What can you do? Also, I thought that this jacket was my mom's. Apparently it wasn't. I brought it with me to the desert and was like, here you go. Here's this thing I borrowed from you. And she was like, that is not mine. And now I have no idea whose it is. But I guess it's mine now. It could be, I don't think it's Sam's mom's. I don't know. Clark came with me to Jesse's house, and so Kristen hung out with her. And I was like, it's getting close to her bedtime. She's got to be a pain in the butt by now. Apparently, she was just an absolute angel. And then I was like, well, we're going to get in the car, and then she's going to start complaining. Was a perfect being the whole time in the car. Fell asleep like right at the end of the drive. Went right to bed. Amazing. We were blessed today. We also had our walkthrough from the guy, the like preliminary inspection to make sure that we didn't destroy the house. And he was like, the house literally looks exactly how it's written down that it looked when you moved in. So nice. well done. So that was great. I just need you to hang out with me until I'm done with this tortilla. Well, the thing is, is the house was like a little bit dirty when we moved in. So he went to every room and was like, all the rooms are clean. So, I mean, this is a net gain as of right now. We had a pipe burst, yeah. The pipe coming from the bathtub upstairs leaked really bad. So maybe burst is like an extreme word, but it started like really leaking, and then we just had water like dripping really bad from the ceiling in the garage. Hi, Joe. Are you just eating a plain tortilla like some kind of barbarian? I am. I am doing that. Oh. Is this the last stream from America? No. I plan on streaming up until Saturday morning. I'm doing like a final American Saturday morning Duger. I feel like I need to get like a bunch of American like flags and put them in the background. But yeah, I plan to stream Saturday morning. I plan to stream Friday morning. There will be no stream Friday night because that is when the going away party that Jesse and Kristen have put together for us is happening, which is amazing. So yeah. I want to do a Vlogmas. It's, I think, understandably been put on the back burner. So I'm sorry about that. I originally really wanted like the first Vlogmas episodes to be like, we're moving. Here's like us documenting the process of trying to get ready to move. But it's not happening. So okay. Let's see. Just want to double check. I know what's going on with our food. Oh, it's on its way. Holy shit. Okay. I'm going to pop out chat. I think that'll make it easier. Mm-hmm. 666. Put you here. 666. And now we're going to play this weird ass game. I bet it'll be fun though. I bet it'll be fun. How are you liking your short hair? I'm thinking of chopping mine. It's been a dream. It's been amazing. I can wash it super easy. It looks fine when it just dries normally. It looks great if I take the time to style it. It's really dirty and weird right now, and everybody in chat was like, it looks great. So I don't know. It's like foolproof. Whatever magic I stumbled onto with the person who cut my hair, it's worked out great for me. So big fan. I've downloaded Uber Eats, but I'm afraid to try it. I actually didn't try it for a really long time either. Because I was like, that seems really weird. And here we are. Okay. How's the volume on that? God, Sam made me huge for the Pringles thing. Here we go. Okay. Kyle is famous. This is a text-based game, y'all. Just so that we're all on the same page about what we're getting into. There are apparently 21 different endings. I guess 21 different ways that Kyle gets famous, maybe? Let's try it. Kyle wakes up. He is never mind. He's already famous. Kyle is the host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. Big Mark Ward, thank you very much for gifting subs. Welcome, guys. Be sure to say thank you. Make sure you say thank you for all those subs. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark, and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Back to the bedroom. Scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for gossip. Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more. Well, what I will tell you is every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. There was stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Sit at the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Check in the desk drawer. He opened up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. A small key. Kyle grabbed the key he kept in his desk. He made his way over to his desk. Write notes. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? Am I a mother? Kyle wrote down his second question. Beef, mashed or blended? Kyle wrote down his third question. What is your funniest story? Kyle wrote down his last question. What is your guilty pleasure? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk. He returned to the center of the room. Exit the room. He walked into the small hallway that connects his room and his apartment together. Check the locked door. He ran over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked. Use the key. Force the door with your forehead. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia. Kyle walked to the small hallway that connects his rooms. Go to the kitchen. Check the pantry. Unlock with small key. He creaked as if it hadn't been moved for years. Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard. Chug a bottle of lard. Kyle voraciously grabbed the closest bottle, snapping the neck against the wall, and sucked out all of the fat. Chug another one. He hurried to set. Sitting across from his host's chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day. I wanted to. It said that I couldn't see anything. Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit, and Kyle was left all alone. Okay. Is he naked? Not even PJs? Lots of people sleep nude. In the nude. All right. Reset. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. He decided to stay put and wither away. He withered successfully and died. Aw, shucks. Kyle is now a ghost! This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his room. Opened the closet. It was dark, and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important his appearance is. A suit of armor. Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do. After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. I'm a ghost! Stop calling me dumpy, game. Kyle walked to the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Leave the apartment. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look. Visit the downstairs neighbor. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Start a convo. Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Gabby, asked Kyle, tell me about yourself. Gabby stiffened. Oh, you know, she said, putting on a fake smile. I just sit around here. I don't get out much, never go out at night. I just stay here, right here. Gabby glared at Kyle. Convinced by Gabby's statement, Kyle bid her goodbye and returned to the street. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road. Visit the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing lights. Steal Techno Jim. Quickly before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to pull upward forcefully. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring, bewildered, and ran outside. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road. Go back to my apartment, I guess. Check the locked door. Float through as a ghost. Kyle used his ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Kyle found himself in the room he stashed the various items sent to him by fans. Check the sewing machine. Kyle walked over to the dilapidated sewing machine. Its box was only half removed. Kyle found himself... Oh. Back to the hallway. Kyle hurried to set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Sitting across from his host's chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Interview Techno Jim instead. Kyle roughly shoved Rachel out of her seat and placed Techno Jim in her stead. Hello, Techno Jim, said Kyle. I'm going to interview you today. Kyle grasped Techno Jim's hand and tried to shake it, but instead tore it off the cardboard frame. Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of frame and motioned for the crew to go live. Cameramen moved, lights flashed, and suddenly the studio was on air. Hi, I'm Kyle, said Kyle, and tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest. He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm. Techno Jim started to smoke from the heat of the lights. Would you like to introduce yourself? Asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to be his voice as well. Hi, Kyle, he said, raising the pitch of his voice. My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest. Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible, and you should feel ugly. Kyle gave Jim a meaningful stare. Well, Kyle, he said, I sure wish I could look like you. Techno Jim burst into flames. Instantaneously, the sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters. Within seconds, the production equipment was doused in water. The set was soon aburst with electrical fires. Kyle's crew abandoned their posts as cameramen and sound mixers to try to put the fires out. As the crew scrambled around, the cameras continued to run. Kyle sat motionless, staring forward. Eventually, the fires were all put out. Kyle's producer shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's ratings skyrocketed. Techno Jim became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode. Although Rachel did not come back to the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular. I interviewed Rachel. Well done. Is this a game? It is a text-based game. Reset. Wither away. Shucks. Get out of bed anyway. Exit the bedroom. Check the locked door. Float through as a ghost. Go inside. Check the sewing machine. Its box was only half removed. Right. Sit at desk. Check the desk drawer. Change. Okay. Write notes. Are you a mother? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? What's your funniest story? Are you guilty? Great. Back to desk. Back to room. Scavenge. Bugs. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive. Eat immediately. Kyle threw back his head and crammed the sticky, wriggling mass into his mouth, and he felt refreshed. Good. Let's leave the apartment. Let's visit the downstairs neighbor. Kyle heard Dissette. Oh, per normal. He was not a ghost anymore. Rachel looked up and smiled. Kyle had not put on clothes. Damn it. I forgot to put on clothes. Wither away. Get out of bed anyway. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. A slick suit. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Scavenge for bugs. Eat immediately. Exit. Go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Intending to find something to eat. Eat crust on the fridge wall. Eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat condiments. Eat the crust. Kyle started scraping the streaks of crud and spots of black mold off the walls of his fridge. After balling up the filth, Kyle bit into the crusty, moist ball. Several minutes of chewing later, Kyle finished chewing and swallowed the ball whole. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Great. I'm so sorry, everybody. Leave the apartment. Go to the tech store. Ask for free samples. Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample. Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out. Grab with teeth. Kyle firmly clamped his mouth around the outstretched phone, creating several teeth holes in the screen. Kyle grunted and yanked with his head until the attendant let go of the phone. The phone is now Kyle's to use forever. Kyle oh my God. Give a review of the free sample. I don't think it'll let me. I have 0 hours. Good evening, Kyle. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. Scream and spin in circles. Kyle started to stretch out his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Yes, that's what I wanted. Rachel looked at Kyle, concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved. Hello, Kyle. I'm glad to be here. I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss. We might as well dive in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. In a shock, Kyle realized he had never bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. Knowing he had the eyes of millions on him, Kyle came up with a solution quickly. Play dead. Kyle slumped in his seat and played dead. Kyle, what are you up to? Asked Rachel, still smiling. Kyle did not respond and hoped nobody would ask questions. Are you pretending to be dead? I can see you breathing. Kyle held his breath. The producer whispered to Rachel, give him a couple slaps across the face and see if he wakes up. Rachel got up from her chair, walked to Kyle, and slapped him firmly across the face. Rachel slapped Kyle continuously, trying to get him to stop play acting. Other members of the crew stepped into frame to start slapping Kyle as well. Soon Kyle was lost in the amassment of people around him slapping his face with both hands. The slapping went on for many hours. Kyle did not wake up. Eventually, Kyle did not need to pretend to be unconscious. Good. Okay, we've learned. Browse social media. Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked #1 and #2 show on television. Oh, because we have the phone forever. Like, actually forever. That's amazing. Because remember, we took the phone with our mouth and then the game was like, you get this phone forever. I didn't realize it meant like also between games. That's great. Oh my God. My food gonna be here real soon. Delightful. Read more. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating. Read more. Another grand larceny and crime spree streak. Evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel made to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight. Who is the bug vigilante recently spotted pursuing larcenists? Kyle fails to show up to several charity events. Bug vigilante shows up to charity events with fresh baked pastries. Donations flourish. Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel source for both humans and tugboats. Phone model recalled. Techno gym stores blame overuse by customers. Kyle's phone exploded in his hands from overuse. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his room. Choose an outfit. Jeans and swimming goggles. Fashion forward casual style. He could barely see. Scavenge. Listen to the gossip. Tell me more. I will tell you is every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. There was stunned silence. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Exit. Leave my apartment. Visit the neighbor. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle. Good morning, neighbor. Asked Gabby about being a vigilante. Gabby, asked Kyle, are you the bug vigilante? For a moment, Gabby looked stunned, but then she realized his seriousness. Gabby nodded once. Unreal. Oops. I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. After another mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. Gossip about the neighbor. Good evening, everybody. My neighbor is a bug vigilante. With nothing more to say on the matter, he fell silent. Rachel, also on camera, stared at her hands and wondered when she was going to be introduced. The producer started cutting to different camera angles to break the tension. Kyle continued to remain silent and stared forward blankly. After several minutes, neighbor Gabby walked out onto the set. Hi, everyone, she said, smiling hollowly. My name is Gabby, and I am not a bug vigilante. False! Kyle looked at Gabby and then returned to starting forwards. Gabby began to reply, but was interrupted by a bug-shaped intercom on her belt. Bug girl, it squawked. A robbery is in progress on East 3rd. Report. Gabby threw the intercom on the ground and crushed it under her foot. After a beat, she spoke again. Something has come up suddenly, and I must go. Gabby left the set. Well, said Kyle, that's all the time we have tonight. Thanks for joining us, Rachel. Kyle got up, shook Rachel's hand again, and walked past the cameras, leaving her all alone. Not knowing what else to do, the producer ended the broadcast. In the coming days, fans of both Rachel and Kyle dubbed this show as a masterpiece of television. Stay Up Late with Kyle's online pages were updated to reflect this broadcast as the most popular ever. Kyle's producer later tried to have Rachel on the show again, but she was very, very, very busy. The end is literally just called Talked About Gabby. My food is here. Hello. Poor Rachel is never going to get a good interview. What is this? Oh. Wait, what? Well, that is Sam's food. And that is my food. Whoa, why do they give us such big packages? What is this? Who do you think we are? The mafia? I'm remembering now that I did ask for falafel, and that's what's in here. So we didn't get free food. I was very excited for a minute. There we go. Delightful. We are the cat gang. Not the cat mafia, though. We are not the cat mafia. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I'm trying yet another different thing, guys. I know. Save your shock for another day. Like, what the hell is this? What's all them balls? It's all balls in there. It was good though. Okay. There's some falafel going. It's gonna be hard to play a game that's entirely about talking when I've got food in my mouth. Exit the bed. What? Mashed skunk flesh? What the hell? Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult. Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. Am I gonna look like a superhero now? Oh my god, maybe we can convince her that I'm also a superhero. Leave. Leave. Visit the neighbor. Ask Gabby about being a vigilante. Are you the bug vigilante? Gabby nodded. The door shut in Kyle's face. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look. What is that? Oh, does that mean that I'm wearing the skunk outfit? Give a review of the free sample. This phone is several years old and has exposed wires coming out the back. The phone also has had screen issues after I used it to hammer nails into the wall for a painting. Furthermore, when I submerge it in water, I get severely shocked until it runs out of battery. The attendant looked at Kyle, pursed his lips, and said nothing. Feeling he had made his argument, Kyle decided to leave. Answer politely. Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places. Oh. Start broadcast. Introduce Rachel. Glad to be here. From a combination of stressful preparation and not eating anything, Kyle had passed out. Nobody in the studio quite knew what to do with him. They began to poke Kyle in the back to see if he moved. After a while, they ended the broadcast, shut off the lights, and went home. Kyle was left face first on the floor. I starved myself. No, I didn't mean to. I just wanted everybody to see my cool skunk outfit. Out of all of the things that I've gotten at this place, I love their salads, so I decided to try a different salad. This is their weakest salad by far. It's still good though. I'll eat it. Get out of bed. Open the closet. Yeah, it's ball salad. I literally... I'm just not totally sure what these are. What are the little balls? Student outfit. He could barely see. Sit at my desk. Write notes for the interview. Are you a mother? Beef, mashed or blended? What's your funniest story? What's your guilty pleasure? Back to the room. And then go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat it. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Turn to the hallway. Go back to my bedroom, I guess. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Grab some change. Go back to the desk. Back to the room. Exit. Leave the apartment. Visit the tech store. Buy batteries. Traded them for a small packet of batteries. What am I using them for? Answer politely. I just want to know, mashed or blended meat, Rachel. Come on. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Hello, Kyle. I'm happy to be here. I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss. We might as well dive right in. I'm very ready. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. Beef, mashed or blended? A burning question from the fans. Beef, do you prefer it mashed or blended? Rachel answered quickly and honestly. Mashed. No more was said on the matter. Kyle asked another question. What is your guilty pleasure? Ooh, that's an easy answer. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often. Kyle asked another question. Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother? Well, being a single woman with a career, that's not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed. He referenced his paper of questions. What's your funniest story? You've been involved in a lot of different things, but what's your funniest story? That's a great question, Kyle. The story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. My family was sick from trying to eat it. I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. Rachel laughed elegantly. Kyle decided to move on. Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Why exactly did you decide to wear swimming goggles today? Before Kyle could answer, the cameras shut down and the broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well, but as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Kyle prepared very well. I think that Rachel is a murderer. I think that there's a way that this interview can actually be us like, so, who'd you kill? Good night, cute fox. Can I show you guys a really cute picture? Just really quick. Just passed out in the car. Literally, I got her completely out of the car before she woke up. She was just dead weight. All right. Okay. Get out of bed. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. A suit of armor. Sit at the desk. Write notes on the interview. Is your mother a mother? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? I purposefully ran over a puppy. Are you guilty? Let's go back to our room. I walk to the center of the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Poached eggs and toast along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage. Smash? He smashed it to a pulp using both fists. What? What? That's so weird. Why did I do that? There's more things in here. There's a flashlight? Thought it was out of batteries. Oh my god. Back to my room. Okay. Nothing's gonna happen here. He didn't eat anything. Okay. Reset. Okay. Exit the bed. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Grab a flashlight. Back to the desk. Back to the room. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. A slick suit. Sure. Exit. Leave the apartment. Go to the tech store. No! Okay, hold on. No. Exit the bed. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Grab the flashlight. Back to the desk. Back to the room. Scavenge. Resources. Kyle began to comb through the damp piles of filth and mold on his floor and search for helpful items. After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and old cheese, Kyle found something much more important. It was the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago at Kyle's house. Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure of whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business. Deal with Harry. Kyle hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street, drawing many, many stairs. Kyle knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse on a lovely play date, just the two of them. Kyle and Harry started at the arcade. Kyle used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar. They took their prize to the local park for eating. Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed to not have an appetite. After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry on the swing set, but lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shoved him down time and time again. Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Kyle quickly found that he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's corpse until he found his wallet. Kyle bought 2 tickets to a love romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find a restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he had brought Harry along. Kyle watched a love romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on a bench in the atrium. While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated. Harry's old, rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back. By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large, friendly hug as his old self. Kyle was confused but delighted that his long-lost friend met him on his way out of the theater. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel. Okay. Yeah, that seems right. Wait, but how do I get the change again then? Was the change not in the scavenge? Oh, the change is in the drawer. Oh my God. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Grab change. And the flashlight. There we go. Back to the room. Exit. Leave the apartment. Go to the tech store. Buy batteries. Insert into the flashlight. Back to the tech shop. Return to the street. Return to the apartment. Return to the bedroom. Sit at the desk. Grab the small key. Back to the room. Hallway. Locked door. Door was locked from the inside. Oh, right. Oh, damn it. I needed to be a ghost. Wither away. He's a ghost. Okay. Sit at the desk. Grab the flashlight. Grab the change. Back to the room. Exit. Leave the apartment. Go to the tech store. Buy batteries. Put them in the flashlight. Go back to the street. Go back to our apartment. Check the locked door. Float through as a ghost. Go inside. Kyle found himself in the room. He stashed the various items sent to him by fans. Check this. Oh, there's more now. Check supernatural artifact. Get laser claymore. This is one of many mysterious artifacts Kyle has been sent over the years. Smash the artifact. Kyle began pounding the mysterious artifact with both fists. Within a few hours, it has become dust. An ancient force trapped in the artifact is released and turns Kyle into a lizard demon. Kyle found himself in the room. Oh, and that's it? Okay. I mean, I guess I'll just kill time. Surely that's going to be a thing. Sitting across from him, Rachel's smile turned to horror as she realized she was looking at not a human, but a lizard demon. Pandemonium ensued. Scripts went flying. Crew members ran in all directions. Lights were knocked over. As Kyle watched the chaos around him, his lizard demon form enveloped his last shred of humanity. Kyle grew to a massive size. Within several minutes, he had demolished the now empty set. A local force of 5 spunky teenagers in brightly colored apparel arrived at the scene to fight Kyle. As the teenagers swung at him with their spunky, individualized weapons, Kyle pushed them over with his foot. Kyle's rampage of his studio ruins continued. But in another part of the city, a hero was rising up. In a dusty apartment on the top floor of an old skyscraper in the oldest part of town sat a large man named Frank. Few people in the world knew that Frank existed. Fewer knew his name. Frank was watching the local news. A story about the studio rampage was playing. Quickly, Frank got up from his chair. He opened a small door hidden behind the poster on his wall. Inside was an unbelievable mound of fat-ridden foods, unrefrigerated and rotten. Frank began to consume the mound at a frightening rate. His body began to puff. Frank expanded faster and faster with each minute. He burst through the roof. Within minutes, Frank was a towering behemoth. He rolled across the city, rebounding off of buildings and getting cheers from onlookers below. Approaching Kyle, Frank gave a long, painful heave upward into the sky. To Kyle, the sky turned black. He looked upwards to see the monstrous figure hurtling toward him. In a moment, Kyle was completely enveloped in rubbery fat, unable to move or make a noise. Frank was quite tired and passed out where he lay. Several years went by as Frank slumbered. As Kyle was held in Frank's warm, fatty embrace, his humanity began to return. When the first winter came, Frank's body recycled his fat for resources. Over many months, he shrank in size. Eventually, Kyle was human and Frank was thinned. They both walked away from the scene. As new men, neither realized how much time had passed. What? Frank better be a recurring character now. We surely have unlocked Frank as a person. Okay. Expecting a battle, Kyle grabbed the laser claymore. Kyle found himself in the room. Okay, back to the hallway. Choose the suit of armor. Is there anything else that I can do to, like, prepare for battle? Visit the downstairs neighbor, maybe? Consume Gabby? Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done. Kyle returned to the middle of the street. Eat the fridge. Is no one gonna... Is that not... Does that not matter? I just ate Gabby. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Kyle collapsed on the floor. He didn't eat anything? Untrue. Definitely ate Gabby. I don't know. Sure. Grab a bottle of lard. Is there something I can use lard on? I'm trying to remember if there's anything in this game that's been like, oh no, it's stuck. Oh no! Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Oops. Scavenge for gossip. Now we sit at the desk and we write notes. There's gotta be... Oh, I didn't put on clothes. My bad. No. Ugh. If you plan on going to the interview, you have to wear clothes. You have to eat something. I keep thinking I'm supposed to look at the social media posts about Rachel and about like a convict, right? Because I think they're the same person. And then be able to sit down to write notes and have another option, but I haven't so far. I've already brought the flashlight in the closet. It didn't do anything different. Kyle started to twirl outside of Gabby's door, arms outstretched. He tilted his neck upwards and let out a long, passionate, meaningful scream. As Kyle continued to spin, Gabby shut and locked the door, as she did every time Kyle streamed outside her door. Eventually, Kyle ran out of breath and fell over. I think there's a better Gabby ending. Scavenge for gossip. Oops. Choose an outfit. A slick suit. Exit. Leave the apartment. Ask Gabby about being a vigilante. Ask Gabby about Rachel. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Ask Gabby about Kyle. Oh, because I look like somebody else? Because I'm in like a full body suit? Ask Gabby about Kyle. Gabby, Kyle asked very earnestly, how do you feel about me? Oh, never mind. Kyle hurried to set. No! Okay. Exit the bed. Leave the apartment. Talk to Gabby. Ask Gabby about Kyle. The dubious expectation on Gabby's face transformed into consternation. Even the worst of men are given grace, Kyle, she replied, though they don't deserve it. As she finished her sentence, she gently pushed Kyle away and shut the door. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road. Oh no. What did that do for me? Nothing, right? Man, did I eat all my falafel? Rest in peppers. Good night, Possum Fox. Right, hold on. Visit the neighbor. Start a conversation. Ask Gabby about Rachel. Gabby, Kyle asked, what are your true thoughts about Rachel May? Oh, Rachel, said Gabby. She's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad. Gabby trailed off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned around and left. Are you guilty? I didn't eat. Damn it. Okay. So the things that I have not fully done are I've tried having the sword and the armor on, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do after I have them both on. And you know what? I need to just go through the rest of the ghost stuff. Float through as a ghost. Its box is half removed. I still don't know what that means. Check the artifact. Grab the artifact. Stashes the artifact for later use. Get the laser claymore. Back to the hallway. Return to the bedroom. Wear a suit of armor. Scavenge. No. Kitchen. Open the fridge. Eat condiments. Squirts them into the mouth with both hands. Ketchup, soy sauce, and other items entered Kyle's mouth, soon overrode his ability to swallow. He spewed the excess condiments across the kitchen, covering the furniture and walls. He continued until all of the condiments had been emptied. Great. We have a lot to discuss. I'm very ready. He never bothered to prepare any notes. Run away. Kyle ejected from his seat and ran out of the studio as quickly as possible. After it became apparent that Kyle was not coming back, the producer ended the episode and everyone went home. Okay. I feel like I ruined that by eating the condiments. Go inside. Check the artifact, but grab it. Get a laser claymore. Back to the hallway. Move to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat it. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Grab change. Write notes. Is your mother a mother? Ever eat a raw egg? I ran over a puppy. Are you guilty? Great. Okay. Kyle produced his notes. I purposefully ran over a puppy. Everyone in the studio froze. Kyle spread his hands out wide. It's a joke. He started laughing from the bottom of his stomach. Nobody laughed with Kyle. Several minutes later, he stopped laughing and moved on. Kyle asked another question. Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Like shell and all? Kyle continued, I have. Like a lot. It's really bad though, so sometimes I spit it back up. There was silence. Actually, it gets easier the more you do it. So don't start, I say. Rachel chose not to answer and looked in another direction. Is your mother a mother? My mother is my mother. My mother's mother is her mother, and my mother's mother. And many mothers have mother's mother's mother. Is your mother a mother? Rachel went to answer and then stopped. I believe, she said eventually, that I should answer yes. Kyle asked another question. Rachel, are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled, just disingenuously. Guilty of your crimes. Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. Call the police. Kyle pulled out his phone and dialed the police. Hello, police, said Kyle. I have found a criminal. Rachel began to run toward the exit. I got too excited. On her way, she swatted Kyle's phone out of his hands. Trip her! Kyle stuck out his leg. Rachel stumbled and crashed to the floor. In a moment, she was on her feet. She drew a blunt weapon, seemingly out of thin air, and started to swing at Kyle. Before Kyle had a chance to react, a figure burst through the roof and blocked Rachel's attack. It was a middle-aged woman in a bug-shaped mask. She was brandishing a buck-shaped stick. The woman began to fight with Rachel, flicking her weapon back and forth with surprising speed. Rachel tried to fight back, but it was obvious she was no match for the interceptor. With one quick move, the bug vigilante drew her foot high above her head and drove it straight into Rachel's hand. The weapon clattered to the floor. Rachel attempted to run again, but was met with a stick to her legs. She fell at the floor of a police officer just arrived from Kyle's call. Rachel was charged with 7 cases of grand larceny. After her first month in jail, Rachel started a reality TV show filmed in her cell about prison cooking. The show gained immense popularity, and somehow the public began to fall in love with Rachel all the more. Kyle made guest appearances on Rachel's show many times. The identity of the bug vigilante was never known. She remained a mysterious but important part of local law enforcement. Okay. box was only half removed. I don't understand what I can do with this. Why is this one so crunchy? Dang it. Ugh. I have to at least get 10 endings. I have to. What time is it? Okay, we're not doing too bad, guys. Oh, she's cute. I have 10? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I do have 10. Look at that. What if we try to do everything right, except it's like a bad interview? Right? There were obviously answers that were where everybody was kind of, what? Choose an outfit. A slick suit. Sit at the desk. Write notes. Is your mother a mother? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? I purposefully ran over a puppy. Do you feel guilty? Okay. Back to the room. I have to eat something. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat it. I don't like that noise. Return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the tech store. Give a review. Visit the neighbor. Kyle hurried to set. Is your mother a mother? Have you eaten a raw egg? I purposefully ran over a puppy. It's a joke, haha. Do you feel guilty? About what specifically, Kyle? Things. Things in general. Life. Rachel did not answer immediately. I think everyone has things they regret, but those things aren't always what others would expect. Rachel folded her hands in her lap and didn't have anything more to say. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, that's all I was planning on asking you. May I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel. Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the cameras shut down. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. As he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was missing. Kyle prepared very well? Let's see. Reset. What was missing? I think it's sounding like if you put on clothes, eat something, and prepare questions at all, even if they're terrible questions, you will have still prepared well, quote unquote. I'm wondering though, because at the end she always asks you a question. So I'm wondering. Hold on. There's something that I think I keep doing. Check the locked door. Go inside. Get the claymore. Grab the artifact. Go back to our bedroom. Open the closet and choose the suit of armor. Sure. Eat something. Leave him for another time. Kitchen. Open fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat it. Throw the artifact at Rachel. This is what I keep skipping over because I keep thinking I can just like blast through this. Throw artifact at Rachel. Bam. As she approached to shake his hand, Kyle produced the supernatural artifact and winged it at Rachel's face. Within moments of the artifact colliding with her head, Rachel started to turn into a lizard demon. Rachel began to cause destruction, tipping over lights, causing crew members to scatter. Kyle, realizing the disaster he had caused, decided it was up to him to tame the monster. Throw myself at. Kyle launched himself at the monstrous Rachel. In a great collision of flesh, Kyle rammed face first into the monster's stomach. Kyle continued to launch himself into Rachel's stomach with wild abandon. After several dozen collisions, small, insignificant bones in Kyle's body began to fracture, and Kyle continued. Rachel began to lose stamina from the incessant damage Kyle was inflicting upon her. Kyle continued his assault. Nobody present could tell what parts of his body were bruised and what weren't. Eventually, in one well-placed lunge, the artifact embedded in Rachel's face popped out. Immediately, Rachel turned back into her normal human self. The studio, now in shambles, flicked to life. The broadcast had started automatically. Kyle, unable to move properly, became aware that the eyes of many were upon him. Kyle tried to address the audience, but instead spewed some mixture of breakfast phlegm and chunks of wall. Kyle's spewing video became a very hot meme. Online personalities used it to express distaste about social issues. Teenagers sent it to each other about homework amounts. Rachel's broadcast was rescheduled for the following week. Fans complained about not being able to see Rachel's face as she wore protective headgear the entire time. But we were wearing armor and we had a sword. What the hell? What the hell? Float through as a ghost. Get the laser claymore. But we won't take the artifact this time. Go back to our bedroom. Open the closet. Choose an outfit, a suit of armor. But then what? Yeah, I thought that we were going to have a mighty battle with Rachel. But we did not. I just want to attack Rachel once or twice or 3 times a lady. Are you a mother? What are some diet tips? What's your funniest story? Are you guilty? Kitchen. Open fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat it. Return to the hallway. Okay. Kyle responded by answering politely. Okay. I'm very ready. Kyle produced the notes. Are you a mother? What are some diet tips? What's your funniest story? Are you guilty? Guilty of your crimes? More. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. I think that's all I was planning on asking you. Why exactly did you decide to wear a suit of armor today? What? No! Ugh! Maybe if you eat Gabby so she doesn't interfere. That's true. If we eat Gabby, she can't show up to do the fight. Okay. Okay. Wither away. I've died. Open the closet. Choose a suit of armor. Exit. Float through the door. Get the laser claymore. Back to the hallway. Oh no, I have to prepare, don't I? Turn to the bedroom. Sit at the desk, write notes. Are you a mother? What are diet tips? What's your funniest story? Are you guilty? Back to the room. Exit. Go to the kitchen, open the fridge, make breakfast, eat it. Shoot! I don't have enough time. Ah! Are you guilty? Call the police. I found a criminal. Let her go? Never to be seen again. In the coming days, the grand... Look, at the very least, it's an ending we don't have. In the coming days, the grand larcenies that have been plaguing the city stopped. Kyle was credited with exposing Rachel's crime spree, but nobody remembered in a couple of weeks. A month later, in the European city that Rachel had planned her vacation to, crime rates skyrocketed. Kyle solved a crime. Okay. Maybe the armor and the sword aren't connected. Maybe if we eat Gabby but either way we have to put on clothes. Remember when we turned into a lizard creature and then Frank stopped us and apparently we walked off into the sunset like years later? That was the best ending. Browse social media. This must do something for us. Can I just get like a gossip whore ending? Visit Gabby. Consume Gabby. Return to our apartment. Return to the bedroom. Shoot, I didn't eat anything, did I? I didn't put on clothes either. Okay. Okay, look. Exit the bed. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. The skunk pasties. Back to the room. Sit at the desk. Write notes. What are diet tips? Are you guilty? Great. Back to the room. Go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat it. Great. And then return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the neighbor. Consume Gabby. Wonderful. Visit the tech store. Give a review. Okay. We should be good now. I'm very ready. Are you guilty of your crimes? Call the police. I found a criminal. Trip her. Rachel stumbled and crashed to the floor. She drew a blunt weapon seemingly out of thin air and started to swing at Kyle. Kyle, having nothing to defend himself with, was smacked repeatedly in the head. If we can get this far, consume Gabby and take the sword. Kyle lost consciousness several times, but somehow managed to remain upright. Rachel, thinking Kyle had not been incapacitated, continued her assault. Eventually, standing upright or not, it became apparent that Kyle had been adequately incapacitated. Rachel looked around, slightly guilty, and shuffled out the door. In the following days, Rachel disappeared from the country. Crime rates plummeted. Kyle was credited with cracking the case on a crime spree. Nevertheless, Rachel was never caught. Okay. So first we gotta die. We open the closet. I don't think it matters what we wear. Sit at the desk. Write notes. Are you a mother? What are diet tips? Are you guilty? We go in here. We grab the laser claymore. We go to the kitchen. We eat. Oh no! How am I supposed to do that? Because eating Gabby doesn't count as a meal. So I have to eat and consume Gabby. The most fucked up things are happening on Samson and I can't handle it anymore. Oh god. They are playing Daisy, to be fair. And carrot just flew out of my mouth. You're welcome. Cheers, everybody. Wither away. I just realized something. To the person who said, hey, why haven't you used the flashlight in the closet yet? And I was like, I have. I haven't. I was thinking of something different. Leave the apartment. Go to the tech store. Buy batteries. Put them in the flashlight. Back to our apartment. Into our bedroom. Open the closet. Inspect with a flashlight. Kyle shined his flashlight into his moist, cave-like closet that had not seen light in years. After several minutes of searching around with the light, Kyle saw something unusual in the back. A small metal box with a large red button sat in the back, stamped with a travel time label. Kyle, bored of the situation, mashed the button, hardly reading the label above. The button hummed and shook. The outside metal grew hot and curved in on itself. In a moment, it was early in the morning. Kyle had gained several hours of preparation time. This is how we do it. Oh my God. Suit of armor. Oh my God. Write notes for the interview. Mom, diet. Are you guilty? Back to the room. I didn't die, though. Oh, I'm not a ghost, though. Shit. I thought maybe that would work because I... Okay, wait. Okay. Wither away. We have to die first. Sit at the desk. Grab change. Grab flashlight. Oops. No. Back to desk. Back to room. Exit. Leave the apartment. Go to the tech store. Batteries. Flashlight. Back home. Open the closet. Inspect with a flashlight. Travel time. Back to the bedroom. Open the closet. Wear a suit of armor. Sit at the desk. Write notes. Are you a mom? Diet tips. Are you guilty? Back to the room. Exit. Float through as a ghost. Go inside. Get the laser claymore. Back to the hallway. Go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prep breakfast. Eat it. Return to the kitchen. Go to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the neighbor. Consume Gabby. Oh my God. Oh my God. Cameras clicked on. I'm glad to be here. Are you a mother? Are you guilty? Of what? Your crimes. Call the police. I found a criminal. Trip her. Jill stumbled and crashed to the floor. She drew a blunt weapon seemingly out of thin air and started to swing at Kyle. Kyle produced his laser claymore and blocked her first offenses. A grand fight between the two started. Blow was traded for blow. Spins, flips. Rachel threw a large swing toward Kyle's head. He blocked forcibly, sending himself forward. Rachel and Kyle found themselves inches from each other, face to face, weapons crossed. As they looked at each other, something magical happened. Kyle thought about all the times Rachel had smiled at him. Kyle thought about her witty, polite answers. Rachel began to think about how intelligently Kyle had prepared just to talk to her. She thought about how he lived, not magnificently, but in a small, cluttered apartment. Kyle and Rachel had slowly, insidiously been falling in love. Kyle and Rachel's lock was broken. They continued to fight back and forth, but their eyes never parted. Rachel swung around, leg out. She kicked Kyle's claymore out of his hand. She grabbed Kyle by the front of the shirt and tugged him close. Perhaps, she whispered to him, the last thing I should steal is your heart. Rachel pecked Kyle on the lips and slid out the door, disappearing. In the following days, Rachel was not found. Many sums of money and artifacts that had been stolen from museums and banks were returned overnight. Small amounts of the sums were missing. Equal amounts were donated anonymously to homeless charities. Kyle spit Gabby back out after his fight with Rachel. She continued to be a vigilante and stopped many crimes. After receiving a note one night under his door, Kyle took a sudden vacation to a city in Europe. Although he had stated to his fans it would be a short trip, he never returned. Kyle fell out of the common mind. News outlets began to cover other topics. Reruns stopped airing. Kyle faded into obscurity. But it's rumored that a couple from the U.S. has started a family on the coast of the British Isles, and they seem quite happy to not be famous anymore. Aww. She stole his heart. True end. Kyle was famous. What do you think happens if we take What do you think? Wait. Sit at desk. Grab change. Grab the flashlight. Leave. Batteries. Return to the street. Return to the apartment. Return to the bedroom. Open the closet. Inspect with a flashlight. Take the box for later. So the two things that we haven't used yet that have a take this for later option are the time travel box and the like sludge that you can drink from the pantry. So the lard, that's what it was. Okay. Kyle returned to the bedroom. Leave the apartment. Visit the neighbor. Start a conversation. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Shoot. He hadn't put on clothes. Okay, look. Okay, look. Get out of bed. Okay. Sit at the desk. Grab the change. Grab the flashlight. Go back to our bedroom. Leave the apartment. Go to the tech store. Buy batteries. Return to the street. Return to the apartment. Bedroom. Open the closet. Inspect with a flashlight. Take the box. Choose an outfit. Jeans, I guess. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Time travel with Rachel. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle. Tonight, Rachel and I will time travel together. In one motion, Kyle grabbed Rachel's arm and pressed the red button on the time machine with his elbow. Kyle and Rachel were sent back to a time before human existence on Earth. They were stranded next to a large lake. There was a forest behind them, full of singing birds. Lizards were everywhere. Kyle, dear, said Rachel, stern but not angry. You can't just do things like that. Rachel began digging in the dirt, looking for small, smooth stones. I'm sorry, Rachel, said Kyle. I got a bit ahead of myself. Kyle began helping to look for stones. It's okay, Kyle. I forgive you. Rachel took to Kyle's stones and started to build a small stack on the ground. Kyle silently began sifting through the sand near the lake to find pure mud. Since we're here together, said Rachel, using nearby sticks to build a pyramid around the rocks. How are you? Oh, I'm fine, said Kyle, sticking pieces of shale together with the mud. I've been preparing for your interview all day. Rachel began to bundle nearby foliage into small power cells. Do you love being famous? She asked. Kyle used bones from the dead fish ashore to start crafting some energy capacitors. That's an interesting question, Rachel, he answered. There's ups and downs. How about yourself? I think I'd love to be unknown with a loving family, said Rachel. Being so recognizable gets very lonely. Rachel started grabbing live birds as they flew by to make a nuclear reactor. I understand that incredibly well, said Kyle, extracting pure hydrogen from the lake using a reed siphon. There was a warm, understanding silence between them. After a few moments, Kyle broke the silence. Can you pass me the arc welder when you're done? I need to weld these bioreactive plates together. Soon the pair had constructed a janky but workable return time machine. As they climbed in, Rachel and Kyle looked at each other. Both knew they had bonded. With the flick of a switch, the whir of an engine made out of beaver pelt and some pops, the duo returned home. Later that evening, back at his apartment, Kyle thought about the time he had spent with Rachel. He was glad they had gotten the chance to take a trip together. Okay. So far, none of the outfits have done anything. Right? We haven't done a good interview while wearing the skunk. Open the closet. Wear the skunk pasties. Sit. Pasties. Sit at desk. Write notes. Are you a mom? What are your diet tips? What's your funniest story? What's your guilty pleasure? Back to the desk. Exit and go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat breakfast. Return to the kitchen. Return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the neighbor. Start a conversation. Ask Gabby about Rachel. Okay. We're on set now. Diet tips. What's your guilty pleasure? That's all I was planning. May I ask you something? What on earth are you wearing? Are they made of skunks? Before Kyle could answer, the cameras shut down and the broadcast was over. The outfits don't seem to matter. She just comments on them. There must be something going on there, though. At first I thought maybe if I wore some outfits, Gabby would think that I was like a villain and fight me. Not how that happened. Time travel 2? Was famous was the last ending. So yeah. Have you done one without notes? Yeah. If you show up without notes, he just kind of panics and you try to figure out what to do. That's what this ending was you play dead. Play dead, run away. Oh, I haven't tried blaming it on Rachel, though. Wait. Good call. Good call. Get out of bed. Open the closet. Put on a slick suit. Why not? Don't prepare notes. Scavenge. Listen to some gossip. Exit the bedroom. No. Go back to the bedroom. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Grab a key. Go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat. Check the pantry. Look in the pantry. Grab a bottle of lard for later. Return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Okay. You're most welcome guest. Gossip about the neighbor. I'm sure we have a lot to discuss. We might as well dive right in. Drink lard. Dive right into this bottle, that is. Kyle pulled out his bottle of lard, bit the top off, and chugged it. Kyle's body rejected the lard. He began to spew chunks of lard and digestive fluid in every direction. Everything within a 10-foot radius was immediately covered, including Rachel. Kyle continued to vomit. Rachel bravely fought to stay seated amidst the vomit, hoping to save the show from disaster. Unfortunately, Kyle's vomit had covered all the cameras, and there was no broadcast. Kyle finished spewing eventually. The broadcast was not recoverable. All present were sent home to try again another day. As Kyle got home, he made a mental note to refill his lard supply. Kyle consumed. Okay, let's try that again. Exit the bed. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Just grab everything in here. Flashlight. Key. Great. Back to the room. Wear some jeans. Exit the bedroom. Move to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prep food. Great. Return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the tech store. Buy batteries? Sure, put them in the flashlight. Why not? Give a review. Okay. Okay. Never bother to prepare any notes. Blame Rachel. Rachel, I need to be honest. You're not terribly interesting, and I could not think of what I should ask you. In fact, I would far rather interview a fish than I would you. And furthermore, I'm not sure I could tell the difference between you and a fish. Kyle leaned back in his chair and desperately hoped the blame had been shifted adequately. Rachel glowered at Kyle. Kyle glowered back. Rachel left the studio. Kyle no longer had a guest and spent the next 42 minutes staring at the camera silently. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do with that sewing machine. Right? It just says that half the box is still on it, but it doesn't give you the option to take the box off. Grease it with the lard, but a box is on it. It has nothing to do with needing grease. I'll try taking the lard in there. Why not? Oops. Sit at the desk. Grab the key. Go to the kitchen. Check the pantry. Unlock with the key. Grab a bottle of lard. Float through as a ghost. Go inside. Check the sewing machine. Its box was only half removed. Yeah, nothing. I'm also trying to figure out what the social media ending is. If there is one. Hmm. You haven't thrown your crew at Lizard Rachel yet? I don't think that that does anything, but I will find out. Grab the artifact. Back to the hallway. Oops. Turn to the bedroom and put on a slick suit. Move to the kitchen. Make breakfast. Turn to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the tech store. Throw the artifact at Rachel. She turned into a... Throw crew members at the monster. Kyle started to grab nearby crew members and hurled them at Rachel. The crew members rebounded off of Rachel on all sides, causing little to no damage to her or themselves. In a lizard demon rage, Rachel rushed at Kyle and drove him into the opposite wall, face first. She began to pound Kyle's face into the wall repeatedly, littering it with head-sized holes. Kyle, having been in this situation before, felt he knew exactly what to do. Balling his fists, Kyle began to punch himself in the stomach repeatedly, causing loud gurgles and pops. Kyle's strategy did not help. He continued to be mashed into the wall. After a period of time, the artifact lodged in Rachel's face, came loose, and fell to the floor. Rachel immediately turned into her normal human self. The studio, now in shambles, flicked to life. The broadcast had started automatically. Kyle, unable to move properly, became aware that the eyes of many were upon him. He tried to address the audience. He became a meme. It does feel like there should be something else going on in there, though, huh? Oh, right. Time travel 2. So there's another time travel one. Sit at the desk. Grab the change. Grab the flashlight. Visit the tech store. Batteries, flashlight. Turn to the apartment. Go to the bedroom, open the closet. Inspect with a flashlight. Travel through time. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. But I still have the flashlight, right? No. Okay. I thought maybe because we had gone back in time, maybe the gossip that we heard would be different. Okay, so there's something else I can do with the time travel. Wasn't there a thing you could read before pressing the button? I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's try that. Exit the bed. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Assorted change. Check the drawer. Flashlight. Back to the room. Leave the apartment. Oops. Leave the apartment. Tech store. Buy batteries. Insert into the flashlight. Turn to the apartment. Check the locked door. Oops. No. Back to the hallway. Bedroom. Open the closet. Inspect with a flashlight. Take the box for later. Shoot, I took too long. I took too long. Wait. I hecked up. Exit the bed. Sit at the desk. Grab change. Grab flashlight. Back to the room. Leave the apartment. Visit the tech store. Buy batteries. Apartment. Bedroom. Closet. Flashlight. Take the box for later. Back to the bedroom. Exit. Leave the apartment. Visit the neighbor. Techno Jim isn't a real person though. He's a cardboard mascot. But I guess I can try it. Okay. A blue button means that it's affected by something. So we can skip this because we've already seen it. Browse social media, we're able to do that because we have a phone, right? So like the items are creating new options for us if we have the right item at the right time. Yes, we've reviewed the phone and gotten to the end. It doesn't seem to do anything though. What is she doing? Oh, is she facing the other direction? How funny. I still want to see. Okay. Grand larceny scheme. Rachel May going on a long vacation. Bug vigilante. Leave apartment. Go to the tech store. I thought that if it blew up in my hand and then I went to give a review, it might be different, but it wasn't. Oh yeah, amnesia. Oh yeah, we haven't really played around with that at all. I don't know what that does. Choose an outfit. Jeans. Sit at the desk. Write notes for the interview. Check the locked door. Give myself amnesia. Go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Eat breakfast. Leave the apartment. Forget her name from amnesia. Hello, you? Kyle's ears began to ring from the concussion. Rachel looked at Kyle, slightly confused, but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Kyle's eyes, the producer approached. Time to get started, he said, putting a hand on Kyle's shoulder. Let's get stationed. Kyle sat in the nearest chair. Rachel, her seat stolen, sat in the host chair. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras came on. Good morning, everyone. My name is, Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name, or really anything. Kyle looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back, confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind. He was probably Kyle. Well, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle. Why are you here? Rachel was visibly worried. Ha, funny. Were you planning on asking me any questions? I mean, I don't have any ideas. Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are all of you? He asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel started to attempt to entertain the audience herself. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical issues. Kyle woke up in his bed the next day, remembering nothing about what had happened. Kyle forgot everything. Could you do it again after doing the head? Oh, like smash it again? Only one way to find out. No, I cannot do it again. But now I have amnesia again. So that's pretty all right. What is this? This is like apparently like one of the normally endings, because these first ones are kind of like obvious. Only 3 endings left. Oh my goodness. What if we eat the bugs and then go talk to Debbie? Get out of bed. Scavenge for bugs. Oh, save for later use. Ho ho. Choose an outfit. Jeans. Sit at the desk. Write some notes. Back to the desk. Back to the room. Kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat it. Turn to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the neighbor. Start a conversation. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Never mind. Kyle responded. Back to staying up late with Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Kyle produced his notes. Diet tips. Okay. So what can I do with the bugs? Maybe I can use them in a meal somehow. Eat the fridge. Somehow miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device and started to swallow. In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat. After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out. He walked to the center of the kitchen. Okay. Does that mean I didn't eat? That means I'm going to vomit later. I'm almost positive. Oh no. Oh God. I made a mistake. Didn't realize. Okay. Exit the bed. Scavenge for bugs. Save them. Scavenge for resources. Leave him for another time. What if, wait, I'm sorry, just let me try this. Sit at the desk. No. Exit the bed. Sit at the desk. Grab change. Grab a flashlight. Back to room. Leave the apartment. Tech. Buy batteries. Return to the street. Return to the apartment. Return to the bedroom. Scavenge for bugs. Save for later use. Open the closet. Time travel. Scavenge. No. Okay. Good night, American Duchess. Let's see. Do you guys have any ideas? Ghost and Harry? Who is Harry? Bring bugs to Gabby after finding out she's the bug vigilante. Oh, maybe that's it. Because I tried to take them to her when I didn't know. For gossip. Scavenge for bugs. Save for later use. Okay. Leave the apartment. Go to Gabby. Ask Gabby about being a vigilante. Door shut in his face. Give a review. Steal Techno Gym. I can't. I didn't put on clothes, but I do have bugs, guys. So. Okay, that's not it. Oh, Harry was the friend we brought. Oh. Time travel in the sewing machine. That's not a bad idea. Exit, leave apartment, tech store, batteries, flashlight. Oh, I have to be a ghost. Back to the room, exit, leave the apartment, tech store, batteries. Return to the street. Return to the apartment. Bedroom. Closet. Inspect with flashlight. Take the box. Exit into the hallway. Float through as a ghost. Go inside. Check the sewing machine. What? Did I make a bunch of decisions there that were unnecessary? What is the use of the laser claymore? We accused Rachel of being evil. We had a sword fight. Our eyes locked for long enough that we fell in love. She defeated us and vanished, but returned everything she had ever stolen. And then we ran away with her to England. So that's what the laser claymore did for us. What are you doing? You okay? Okay. Watson has to have a cone of shame, and she does not like it. I've already tried to use the claymore on the box. It doesn't do anything. When you look at, so when there are similar endings, it looks like they put them all together. So there's Lizard Demon 1 and Lizard Demon 2, and then no more Lizard Demon. I don't think there's another ending that involves the Lizard Demons. There's obviously a time travel 1. That's this. There's got to be one that's called Bad Interview. There must be a Bad Interview. Sewing machine to Gabby. I can't pick up the sewing machine, guys. It stays in there. I have to bring something to the sewing machine. Yeah, green cicada, that's what I've been thinking too. No food, no clothes, no something. Might be the third one, but I'm not sure what. Okay. Visit the tech store and steal Techno Gym. Go back to the apartment. Float through. No. Oh, shoot. Just wasted a lot of time. Turn to the bedroom. Open the closet. Inspect with a flashlight. Use Techno Gym to upgrade. Amazing. Kyle pulled out the electronics from Techno Jim's eyes and fingers and started shoving them into the box. The box began to rattle, imbued with the power of the important technology found on Techno Jim. Suddenly, with a pop and a fizz, Kyle found himself taken back to the 19th century Europe. Kyle was riding inside of a horse-drawn carriage. He was surrounded by poofy dresses and shocked faces. Every face was stone cold, made of copper, and definitely a robot. Kyle had found himself in Robo-Europe. The gathered robo-denizens' heads started spinning and shooting out alarm lasers from their mouths and ears. Kyle reacted quickly by firing lasers from his mouth. Kyle's neck started to spin at an alarming rate. Lasers fired out of every orifice. Although the robo-denizens were made for such tasks, Kyle was simply much better. Soon, they had all been incapacitated. Kyle was suddenly inexplicably exhausted. He lay down on one of the robot's laps and fell asleep. While Kyle was asleep, the robot citizens plugged his body into a generator, linking to their main power grid. Having energy sucked from his body kept Kyle in a pseudo-cryogenic state, keeping him unconscious and preserved. Robo-scientists began to use Kyle's energy production as a center of study, launching the robot world into a golden age. Kyle started to power all of the technological advancements of the robot world. Wars began to center around control of Kyle. Kyle was deemed as the most important discovery of the modern robo world. After humans took over the ancient robot civilizations, Kyle was mummified by the ancient Egyptians. Kyle was stolen from a museum in the early 1800s. He was attempted to be smuggled across the Atlantic, but sank. Scientists uncovered him encased in ice in the Antarctic and shipped him by helicopter for study. On the way, Kyle was accidentally shoved out of the helicopter. He crash-landed through the roof onto the bed in his apartment. After several days of lying unconscious in bed, Kyle began to stir. So, I literally have 2 endings left. I guess I'll just try doing the interview and the outfits that I can't remember if I've worn before. Sit at the desk, write your notes. Have I worn this? Definitely done. I don't know about the slick suit. But I've done the other 3. Eat that. Return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the tech store. Give it a review, I guess, to kill some time. Do you prepare your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. That's the only one where she doesn't ask why I wore what I wore. The slick suit is the only thing where she's like, oh, good interview. Huh. One has got to be that sewing machine, but I'm just not sure what to do with it. One has to be the sewing machine and one has to be the bugs. Maybe it needs to be like a totally normal interview. But no, because I already did that, right? I can't take the sewing machine. I go in there and it says, oh, it's an old sewing machine with half the box gone or something like that. Bugs in the sewing machine. All right, we'll try it. We'll try it. Skip. Wither away. Scavenge for bugs. Haven't I already tried this though? Save for later. Float through's a ghost. Go inside. Sewing machine. Oh my god, you're right! Kyle started sewing dead bugs together to make a small actuated finger puppet. Kyle crafted a bug puppet for each finger. He named them after guests he had interviewed on his show. He found himself in the room. What? What the hell? I guess I'll put on clothes. And write notes. Answer politely. Produce bug puppets. Kyle slipped his bug puppets onto his fingers. Hello, everybody, he said, wiggling the puppet he had named after himself. I'm Kyle. And I'm Rachel, Kyle screamed, wiggling a different finger. You're so much better than me. I know, Rachel, Kyle wiggled. He looked meaningfully at human Rachel. Ah, one of Kyle's other puppets said. I'm super fat and Kyle interviewed me last week, and I'm super irritating and not attractive. Rachel stared at Kyle, incredibly disoriented. Kyle, what are those puppets made out of? Kyle thrust both hands at Rachel's face, puppets pointed at her eyeballs. We aren't puppets, Rachel, he said, scrunching his fingers up and down. We're real people. Rachel plucked the puppets that Kyle had said was her off of his finger. Kyle, she exclaimed, this is several dead bugs patched together. Accept us, Rachel, said Kyle, scrunching. We need acceptance. Rachel exited her chair and walked out of frame. In a moment, she returned with a bag. She plucked each puppet off of Kyle's hands and tossed them in the bag. Kyle, leave the bugs alone next time, she said. Rachel left frame again, bringing the bag of puppets along with her. Kyle suddenly, by himself, was unsure of what to do. After a few minutes of hemming and hawing, Kyle resorted to telling jokes for the remainder of the broadcast. Fans did not notice much difference between this and previous episodes. Okay, wait. So that was that. So this is the only one left. It must be a really straightforward one. It's next to the other really straightforward ones. That one used the two things I just listed that I wasn't sure what to do with. But good call. Good call on that. Didn't expect us to... I thought the bugs were going to go in the machine somehow. Didn't think we were going to turn the bugs into finger puppets. That was weird. No. These three are the no notes options. You pretend to die, you run away, or you blame Rachel for the lack of notes. I feel like this must be like bad. There's good interview. There must be bad interview, but I don't know how to have a bad interview. I tried to ask her. I tried to do like the worst questions. And it still was like, good interview, bud. Okay, hold on. Am I a mother? Raw egg. Do you ever smile? Do you feel guilty? Back to the desk, I guess. Exit. Go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat breakfast. Okay, let's see. Good evening. I'm ready. Am I a mother? Rachel was visibly very unsure of how to respond. Kyle, I think you might be a better source of answering that question than I am. Do you think I'm a mother? Asked Kyle, pushing further. Rachel paused for a second before answering. I think you inspire youth to pursue STEM fields, she answered. Kyle asked another question. The raw egg question. Do you feel guilty? Rachel did not answer immediately. Kyle asked, do you ever smile? Like, seriously. Kyle spat his question out viciously. Rachel stopped smiling. If you're going to be on the show, you need to smile, okay? Said Kyle, not smiling. You're here to get views. You'll get more views if you smile. Here, I'll show you. Kyle turned to the camera and gave the audience a huge, teeth-clenched, bug-eyed grimace. Rachel nodded and obviously wanted to move on. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up. I think that's all I was planning on asking you. May I ask you something in return? Why exactly did you wear swimming goggles? The interview had gone well. There's no way to have a terrible interview aside from all of the horrific ways that we can avoid having an interview to begin with. There's one left. There's one. Rachel puts up with a lot. She's also a horrible thief. So, and the love of our life. Sorry, Frank. We ran away. We ran away with Rachel. We did eat the fridge crust. We ate a bunch of gross stuff and then vomited everywhere. That is a thing we did. Maybe if we hold on. Exit the bed. Scavenge for bugs. Eat them. Exit. Go to the kitchen. Oops, wait, no. Return. Sit at the desk. Take the key. Back to the room. Kitchen. Open the fridge. Eat the crust. Back to the kitchen. Oh, it won't let me eat the fridge anymore. Check the pantry. Unlock with a small key. Chug a bottle of lard. Chug another one. Chug another one. Finish off the pantry. He felt a wave of accomplishment. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Returned to the hallway. I didn't put on clothes. Damn it! Hold on. Skip. Exit bed. Put on clothes. Okay. Scavenge for bugs to eat. Eat them. Oops. Sit at the desk. Grab a small key. Go to the kitchen. Check the pantry. Look in the pantry. Chug lard, chug lard, chug lard. Finish it off. Open the fridge. Eat the fridge crust. Okay, Kyle hurried to set. Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places. Kyle vomited all the horrible things he had eaten earlier. Decided to play it cool. Yeah, we have done this. He never prepared any notes. Okay, hold on. Choose an outfit. Sit at the desk and write notes. Mom. Back to the desk. Check the desk drawer for the small key. Back to the room. Scavenge for bugs. Eat them. Go to the kitchen. Check the pantry. Unlock with a key. Chug, chug, chug. Finish it off. Return to the kitchen. Okay. He continued with a shaky voice. Maybe I haven't done this in a way where we actually got through the interview before. Why exactly did you decide to wear swimming goggles? The broadcast was over. No! It has to be something to do with, because none of these ending titles are like, you vomited everywhere. Maybe if I just put on clothes, I'll be able to also eat all of the disgusting things available. Bugs. Eat them. Go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Eat the fridge. Back to the kitchen. Check the pantry. Lard, lard, lard. Finish it off. Return to the kitchen. I have to do notes. Change. Flashlight. Key. Back to the room. Exit. Leave the apartment. Put batteries in the flashlight. Back to the tech shop. Leave. Return to the apartment. Go to the bedroom. Open the closet. Oops. Oh no. Jeans. Sure. Open the closet. Inspect with the flashlight. Time travel. Amazing. Okay. So now we can spend all of our time eating gross shit. Bugs. Eat immediately. Go to the kitchen. Check the pantry. Unlock with a small key. Chug, chug, chug. Finish off the pantry. Open the fridge. Eat fridge crust. Back to the kitchen. Return. Go to our bedroom. Write notes. Mom? Diets? Guilty pleasures? Huzzah. Is there anything else disgusting I can eat? Oh, Gabby. Gabby's not disgusting, but I can eat Gabby. I don't think that it counts as one of these, though. I don't think it pops up here as like something nasty to eat. I guess. Okay, hold on. that doesn't do anything. Maybe those don't matter at all. The lard takes a ton of time. I know. I've already brought the bugs to the interview. There's nothing to do with them. I know. Yeah, I've put the bugs in my pocket and kept them for later and then taken them to the interview, and we haven't done anything with them. Did you prepare notes when you brought the bugs? I don't know. Fine, I'll try it. Write notes. I'm pretty sure I've brought bugs a couple of times now, though. Mm-hmm. If I don't eat food, I just pass out. Oh, you mean like at the time when I would normally pass out, maybe it'll say eat the bugs? Worth a try. Oops. Um, Kyle passed out. Yep. Vomit, garbage questions, and skunk outfit. Oh, so like just a bunch, like gross things all across the board. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's go for full gross out. Skunk pasties. Garbage questions. Is your mother a mother? Eat a raw egg. Do you ever smile? And do you feel guilty? Back to the room. Scavenge for bugs. Eat them. Go to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Eat fridge crust. Delicious. Return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit the neighbor. Consume Gabby. Great. Answer politely. Is your mother a mother? Have you ever eaten a raw egg? Do you ever smile? Do you feel guilty? Kyle looked up from his paper. May I ask you something? What on earth are you wearing? Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. It's impossible to have a bad interview. It's so hard. I've tried no notes in Bug Ball. I know I have tried no notes in Bug Ball. I don't think I can eat Harry. You've brought notes every time. I don't think I have with the Bug Ball, but okay. We'll try it. I have the Bug Ball, but I had never bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. Produce the ball of bugs. Oh my God, I take it all back. You guys are genius. I'm very sorry. I thought for sure. Hey, come on, chill out. Well, Rachel, said Kyle, I wanted to show this to you. Kyle produced the ball of bugs he had accumulated from his bedroom floor. Rachel took several beats to figure out what Kyle was holding in his hands. A look of horror crossed her face. Kyle, what on earth is that? Is it alive? Maybe. Here, watch this. Kyle, staring at Rachel, opened his mouth wide and slowly inserted the gooey ball of bugs. As Rachel watched, obviously unsettled, Kyle began to chew very slowly and intently. Attempting to swallow, Kyle coughed several times, covering Rachel in partially chewed bugs. Rachel sat stock still, processing what had happened. Kyle finished swallowing and opened his mouth to show that there were no bugs left. Well, that was satisfying, he said, smiling widely at the camera. Rachel got out of her seat and left the studio. We did it! You were right. I'm sorry. And we got every ending. Look at that. There she is. Kyle Was Famous was a good end. It was. Yeah. Kyle Was Famous was the best ending. And we figured that one out so effortlessly. It was only the last couple that I asked if you guys had ideas on. So I feel pretty good about that. I had to watch the episode of Vikings and miss the whole thing. Vikings is way cooler than me. It's okay. Oh, my baby. Oh my God, I'm so tired. What time is it? It's past 11. I might just call it there. Okay, let me bring up our list of everything. And then of like new subs, repeat subs, etc., etc. And then I'll send you guys over to somebody else, probably Sam. Even though we've had a couple people come in here and be like, I can't. I can't with Daisy right now. All right. Thank you guys so much. I know we didn't have a stream this morning. It was because we had a representative from our management company, our like property management company, come over and look at the house. So that's all done. That was I was very stressed out about that, but it was really nice to have him walk around and be like, house looks like it's in basically the same condition as when you moved in, which is like, thank goodness. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be seeing some friends and stuff. I might do a little stream in the evening, maybe. I haven't decided yet. But if I do, I'll let you guys know. We'll definitely do a stream Friday morning, if anything. Friday morning and Saturday morning are definitely planned streams. So, okay, sorry, side detour. Mr. Condescending, thank you very much for subscribing. Actual LD50, thank you for the 31. SP Wolf Tech for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. Caleb was taken for the 17. Gamer Guy for the 41. Catnip Ninja for the 2. Rare Winden for the 14. Megan Series for the 41. Big Mark Ward, thank you for gifting subs to Arcadian, Drun, Vicious Grim, Shadow Storm, and American Duchess. All of you, welcome and welcome back from Big Mark Ward. Ricky JZ, thank you for the 38. Tana O'Neill for the 14. Rose Inantalaw, thank you for the 2. Scuba John for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Cozies, thank you for the 2. Avi gifted a sub to Cute Fox. Welcome back. Thank you, Avi. Fave Moose, thank you for the 26. Johnny Mogg for the 22. Avi gifted a sub to I'm Lunchy. Welcome back. Thank you, Avi. Pajama Sam, thank you for the 4. Cat Fiend for the 11. Ryuk for the 43. Stabby Dabby gifted a sub to Sireful. Welcome back, Sireful. Thank you, Stabby. Dapper Badger, thank you so much for the 8. Exiled Viper for the 47. And Talismaniac, thank you for the 57. Thank you, guys. No, nothing Friday night. Only Friday morning. Friday night is our going away party. So we'll be gone Friday night as well. Okay. Go say hi to Sam. Even if you just swing in there to be like, and then leave. That's fine. I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe. Definitely Friday morning. But keep an eye on Twitter. I'll let you guys know. Okay? Thank you all very much. Bye-bye. Take care of yourselves.